One Nation Party USA is a political party. We understand that historically in America, parties other than the dominant two have not materially penetrated American government. We understand that government is a complex web of systemic corruption and incentives that work antithetical to the needs and interests of the American citizenry. We do not see any of these truisms as reasons to not formally organize a new political vehicle able to raise a new generation of leadership and elect our way into decision-making positions of our cities, counties, states, and nations.
What is One Nation? First and foremost, One Nation is an idea. It's an idea that something else is possible than what we see. It's the boldness to dream and envision a reality where love is stronger than fear, where we really have found a way to live harmoniously despite our differences and diversity. One Nation is an idea, a possibility of coming together within America, within humanity, connected to the nation of biology, realizing the oneness that is spoke about spiritually and grounding it materially in our reality. One Nation is an idea. What is One Nation? One Nation is a renaissance of civic engagement. The founding mothers and fathers of this country, they gave us a republic, and they said, we've given you a republic if you can keep it. And they knew that one of the foundational premises of being able to keep that republic would be an educated citizenry that cared, that brought their voices forward, that got information about situations and issues, and communicated with other people that had different perspectives in order to make sense of what is actually going on, and to use that sense-making in order to make clear, cohesive, coherent decisions. We have lost our civic engagement. This sense of dutyship and responsibility that we as citizens have to help to decide on how the systems of our governance work. And One Nation is an invitation for us to reclaim, to rebirth what the founding mothers and fathers encouraged, wrote in the history books as love notes to us now to remember, to step into a new octave of political discourse that rises above overly simplistic, judgment-based, right, wrong, good, bad thinking. Takes us off that checkerboard of binary thinking and into a new space of discovery together. One Nation is a grounding rod for movements that are happening all over this country and all over the world that haven't yet had a context to galvanize, synergize, coordinate, and unify. You all know what I'm talking about. There are regenerative movements designed to help to regenerate our human health, our society health, our ecological health, our spiritual health. And we have leaders and organizations and clusters of organizations and networks and communities working on very critical, specific issues to help to regenerate life on earth in all senses of the word. And it's enheartening to see how much care and passion and devotion is out there. And sometimes it's disheartening to see how much or little impact can be made on any particular topic in silo. And OneNation is a grounding rod for these movements to be able to ground together, to ground into the fabric of our society, to ground into policy and budget and leadership. Because as we all hear the calls that come through us, like was spoken earlier today that I appreciate was spoken, there needs to be a space for our sovereignty to say, this is what life is calling from me. And there needs to be a space for our unity to say, this is the space where we come together to take it all the way. OneNation is a grounding rod for movements. OneNation is a call to abandon the existing two-party system. No blame at all to either party or anyone involved with either party. But what's happened, as many of you know, over the last several decades, is those two parties have come entrenched in American governance, such that most Americans have come into the illusion that they are synonymous with politics and synonymous with government. It is time for us to rise above that paradigm and that thought process. It's time to be able to penetrate the ways that those entrenchments have occurred and to come out of the us versus them, the lesser of two evils, the spoiler effect conversations, all the conversations that are designed to keep us loyal to the beliefs that the two-party system wants us to hold so we stay in line. OneNation is a call to abandon this system completely. OneNation is a model for a new paradigm, a mysterious paradigm, a paradigm most people have not yet been initiated into, a paradigm where we don't have to push somebody down in order to have our needs met, a paradigm where we don't have to push somebody else away because we're afraid of feeling, a paradigm where we access the full creative capacity of our genius to not stop a conversation until the key things that everybody cares about have been heard and integrated. So this work, but we can do it because we're going to hold strong. And we're going to model that the best that we can. And we're still being initiated. This is a paradigm that fully landed. It's sprinkling down like drops of rain before a thunderstorm, but it's coming. Some people call it unity consciousness. And it's coming. It is the energy of this golden era that's been talked about for millennia. But we don't have to do it from spiritual siloed conversations. We can model this energy right in the center of how we talk about policy, how we talk about our communities, how we talk about the things that matter the most to us. This takes warriors and guardians to be able to stand in the front of so much inertia of win-lose paradigm and to not be deterred. And to just see it and love it and pierce it as we introduce something new that feels so good, that feels so sweet, that is the medicine that humanity is ready for and asking for. One Nation is a model for a new win-win paradigm. One Nation is fertile soil for a new community to grow. A community where the leaders of these different regenerative movements are able to come together. A community for those who are brave enough to want to step into a new paradigm, as mysterious as it will be, to come together. A community of those who are no longer afraid to come together. A community of those who are stepping off that ideological divide that they never asked for, but somebody placed them there. You're a conservative. You're on the right. You're a liberal. You're on the left. Oh, you're far left. You, far right. We've been placed here. One Nation is the community of people ready to step off of that placement into a new space together. That's not defined by an ideological label or bucket, but it's defined by our love for life and our desire and our willingness to work together to protect our land, our water, our people, and our children. One Nation is an arena. It's an arena to cultivate leaders. Right now, in this assembly, leaders are being cultivated. In this moment, leadership is being cultivated. We are finding each other. We are inviting each other to rise. We're seeing each other's greatness, potential, and purpose, and we're calling it forward fully. It's a place to find and invite in those who have felt that spark, have a role to play in transitioning a world that's been designed to work for so few into a world that works for all. To build this field of leadership, to train and up-level this leadership, to help each of them lovingly be initiated into a win-win paradigm, one by one, and for some, to prepare them to move in to positions of elected leaders in our cities, counties, state, nation, and international relations by the thousands, while maintaining full integrity and power that they know is theirs to bring forward. One Nation is an arena to cultivate leaders. One Nation is a safe place to heal our pains and our divides, individually, in small groups, and with the masses. It's a space that understands that pain is real. It's a space that's not afraid to look at what's happening now and what's happened before. It's a space that knows that terror is real, that excruciating pain is real, and that loneliness and depression and isolation are real. It's a safe space for us to heal our individual pains and the divisions that divide ourselves from ourselves, as well as a space for us to begin to do the repair that Isabella was talking about, that will take months and years and decades to do. One Nation is a vehicle to lead and transform our government. A political party, by its very definition, is an organization designed to influence or control government. So government is a system or structure that has certain capacities, certain affordances. Political parties traditionally have vied to be able to man that, to control that. To use a reference from a mentor, Daniel Schmachtenberger, technology is simply the extension of our will. And government is a profound technology. You can put a little bit of will inside of government and amplify that will by the millions. And we've seen it happen in history over and over and over again, many times, perpetuating pain, violence, and subjugation. OneNation is a stand to look at government, and just like we look at each other that are still kind of figuring things out and maturing, to look at government also with that same level of acceptance and innocence. Say that it's still figuring itself out. We're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater and trying to go do something over here and saying, oh, the government politics thing, that's not for me. Well, then who's manning the ship of that profound technology? I don't stand here in some delusion that government can solve all of our problems, or that our government system or structure is right and good as it is, or there aren't systemic, inherent deficiencies. I'm not just saying if we elect a new person, then everything will be fine. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that OneNation is a vehicle for us to step into government, to take it on, to meet it head on, so we can transform it in relationship and not just with a picket sign outside of some government institution building. I believe that OneNation is an inevitability, that this is where this is all going, and this is where it's always been intended to go. I see our current presidential administration also ability, that it had to go there. It's my perspective, to go there for where we go from here together. Not only is the energy coming down the pipeline, meaning that there's a readiness for something new by tens of millions of Americans right now, but the systems themselves are beginning to shift and change. New policy passed in Maine that's already effective in many other cities, that I think is in the legislative process of about 20 states right now, is something called ranked choice voting. So the system says whoever gets the most votes, they win. And so it puts us into a gaming mentality when we go to the ballot. Most Americans don't vote for who they like the most. They vote for who of the people they don't dislike the least has the highest chance of winning. And that's the gaming dynamic that we play when you go to the ballots. With ranked choice voting, you pick your first, second, and third choice. That means everybody can finally, for the first time in American history, manifest who they're most aligned with and reveal that through the polling data, which has been hidden. And then if that person is elected, no problem. Your vote just passes down into your second choice. And if that's not elected, your vote passes down into your third. So we're unleashing the capacity and the context for new political vehicles in America. It's happening right now. We're unleashing the capacity of real choice, that people don't have to be in the polls doing the gaming mentality thing anymore. And this, amongst many other innovations, are beginning to reveal the inevitability that the bipartisan system, as we know it, is crumbling. and is going to be replaced by an incoming force of energy. I see OneNation and what it represents as an inevitability. And if you see it that way as well, then we invite your full participation to bring your energy, your capacity, your resources, your gifts, your strength, your communities, your network, your vision, your heart, your belief, and your vulnerability. Oh, and most importantly, your discomfort. Because that's the price that OneNation demands. Everybody finds their edge of discomfort in our leadership, in our feeling, in the way that we love and accept each other. OneNation is right on time. We have been, having been prepared for millennia, for an era to arise in humanity where we can begin to interact as a worldwide network of brothers and sisters in a whole new way. And now is the time for us to begin to make tangible those myths, those legends. Now is a time for our mythic and heroic participation. This is our time. We're moving through a transition from how things have been that we know so well to how things are going to be, which is a mystery. It's a new space for us to discover and explore together. If you look at it at the energetic level, if you look at it at the planetary systems, ecological systems, if you look at it at the space of American politics and the maximum political discontentment that currently resides in America, what we're bringing forward is right on time. The future of political party is here. Thank you for coming today. Throughout the rest of the day, I'm going to continue to give you more information. But we're going to start with that for now. Thank you.